What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 36 Chamber podcast. And today I'm super excited to be joined by Professor Douglas, someone who I've known for a few years now and is one of the most charismatic, happy people. And I always love speaking to him. So I'm really excited today. How are you, man?
Yes, all good. Thank you. Thank you all, guys. Everyone's gonna watch it. If it's not today, one day. We always say the podcast, why is interest this type of content, I think, because you can see it, you can watch it, listen to it 10 years later or whatever, still is there. So T, thank you for the nice work you are doing and trying to make this like a forever document, is really important. Thank you so much. Everything is fine.
Excellent to hear, man. So let's dive straight into some questions because I know you've got a lot of interesting stories, and I would love to hear a bit about it. So, for people that don't know, Professor Douglas is over in Dubai, and he is the kind of the I can't remember the you're the guy for the Middle East basically, and the African kind of region, right? So for Gracie Barra, so you have a big responsibility, and you oversee a lot of things over there. But tell me a little bit about your journey and how you got into kind of the business side, the entrepreneurialism, that side of things. How did that start for you?
Yeah, it was surprisingly because I'll be honest, I came to here to just start teaching jiu-jitsu. That is a company that they hire people to teach here jiu-jitsu. I came in for that as my friend invited me. It was 9 years ago, and then I was not expecting all the things I passed through. A little bit hard, but was the ones that guided me to where we are going to be nowadays. And then I met my partner Jamal, and this time I was teaching him a private class. And then we get to the business side. I'll be honest with you, I was not prepared for it. So many things happening in this time that we have to develop ourselves as well, because we didn't come with this background of be a business. I was working normal in Brazil, like the office time people say, 9 to 6, 8 to 6. And then in between this, going to the jiu-jitsu class, running a class, as already I was coaching there. And then after that, I have to go back to my work and then started training again for myself. And then didn't have this background, be honest. And then I was developing it, getting close to people that are already there. I think was the most important thing, and that I suggest to everyone.
So you met Jamal, and then how long was it before you started talking about, oh, we should open our own school?
Yeah, it was interesting because we decided to do it for the moment that I was teaching in a place, it's a private place, and they decide to close the place. And then all parents start to cry. When it was the last day, I was just say goodbye to the parents and kids. And then all of them in front of me crying, and I said, wait, I think there is something special in this place, especially in this class. I think I have to put more effort to do something. And then I rent a private place, like a mat time. I had 1 hour that I rent to continue training these kids, but already giving them a vision of Gracie Barra, that's why I continue it. And then I said, Jamal, I have this opportunity. I don't know if you are interested. And then look at this, the numbers and everything that we did. That time it was really nice because when I came to the company, I think they had, I'm not sure, less than 40 students. And then we doubled the number in less than 1 year. And then I said, man, I think it's a good
Hmm.
thing to do, but I don't know how to start. And then I start to get some numbers, was not the best ones, but I thought it was the right ones because it's normal. You don't know how to do this type of things. And then it was interesting because through it we start building, upping, growing, and every day we see that how much we can get better nowadays. It's really, really nice from where we came and now how our vision in terms of the business it's completely different now.
Yeah. So tell me, kind of give me an overview of your schools. You just said that before we started recording, you mentioned you just opened up another school.
Yeah, we just opened the second one 5 months ago. We opened in Abu Dhabi. It's the first Gracie Barra in Abu Dhabi, the capital of UAE. It's very nice for us to be there as well because Jiu-Jitsu there is a everyone knows because Jiu-Jitsu there it's mandatory you have in a school. It's not ACA. It's a regular curriculum. So the kids going to the PE, they have jiu-jitsu there. It's mandatory. And then you go to the police, and then you go to national service. Everyone to rank up, they have to have jiu-jitsu to get the level up. Like they rank up only if they do jiu-jitsu as well. And then being there is nice, but at the same time it's challenging because the government is strong there doing all this support for the jiu-jitsu. But at the same time, if you see, you can have
Yeah, yeah.
people that are really interested to join a private school as we are offering a high level. And now we are going to this year, we have the third school going to open right after I open. I think 3, 4 months after Professor Elsie Lei came from Para Jiu Jitsu, he came and opened another one in a Corniche. It's very nice as well. And then for sure soon we have the 30 school in Abu Dhabi. So was better, be honest with you, the second school, because as you know, you have more
Hmm.
experience, like all the things I failed before, I fix it now. And I just
Right.
waiting for the next challenge will come because I know I don't know everything. I think this is the most important thing. Always
Mm.
keep be open for the things are coming. If you don't know, just figure out calm, peace, relax, and start to think. Similar to jiu-jitsu, now when you are fighting, it's so easy to relate these things as you are training.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to get into that a little bit. So you have the new school, and then your first school was the Silicon Oasis. That's the Dubai school there, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Dubai Silicon Oasis.
Amazing. So, how for that first school, what were some of the challenges that you went through? The kind of the lessons you learned.
The consistent, we were not making something that the students could see the progress by the time. I think we want to rush a
Mm.
little bit to get numbers. Even a belt and a stripe, we follow what it's supposed to be, but sometimes you forget that this is the time to everything you grow. Like, hey, that is one thing I did some studies, very interesting. So the mango is the only fruit that in 2 years you can get the fruit. So what does that mean for me? So don't want that. There is no way to get something so fast if you don't have this consistent thing, happening every day, planting, seeding, and putting water, putting whatever you need to do to make things growing. And then it took time for us to understand this. Nowadays, I think we master it because Professor Omar is the head coach there. For me, is the man. This guy, I don't have words to talk about this guy. Professor Omar is the He's 10 years younger than me, but I'll be honest, I call him as an old soul because how smart the guys. He's always think about 5 years, 10 years, how the students can progress in 3 years. You say, man, you have to think now. No, we have to do this. Even a time, I give you a tiny example. Timing for the class. I said, Professor Man, let's change it. Let's add another class, Douglas. See how these guys are doing. Every single week they commit because we have to think we have students, they are parents, they are fathers, providers, they work, they need to find the time to be there. And then if you keep change too much just because you want to put more and more and more students, it's not the perfect idea. And I understood this. Now we are doing, and then I think this was the most challenging thing for us. It's trying to please a lot and not have something
Mm.
consistent. I think it was the biggest challenge, to be honest.
So, is that kind of consistency and longer term thinking was the biggest challenges?
The biggest challenge. Manage people, I'll be
Hmm.
honest, also, well, I love it, people, but manage it was a bit hard as well. And I think in majority of the schools, what we face is that issue. Who is going to be the best coach? Who is going to be the best assistant? Who is going to be the best program director? It'll be hard to find this, but I'm understood one thing. We need to put everyone in the same page. Or I go to the page and show them how things can be, or I allow them, to connect to us being this page, adding what they have, because each one they have something to add. But was this was the
Hmm.
biggest challenge as well. I mean, two biggest challenge was these two ones, like the
Yeah.
making things consistent
So
and
yeah,
also
I
the
guess
management.
yeah, I guess it's you're having to become a leader that can look for the unique and special traits each individual person might have and find how that best fits into your school and company and how that person might be uniquely suited to grow the business, right?
Exactly that. Because what is the point I
So tell
grow and
me,
they don't?
right, yeah, yeah. So I guess it's, I mean, that is very much aligned with like the Gracie Barra kind of values and method of things as well. Tell me a little bit about your history there. Were you always kind of a part of Gracie Barra? Was the school ever going to be a non-GB school? Was that a decision process?
Yes, you mean the beginning of the path. You mean my begin? Yes.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Walk me through the whole journey.
Yeah, it's interesting because I start in the school we call a Leão Dourado. Leão Dourado, it's a golden lion basically. And then my professor in the beginning, the first professor is Professor Magrelo. Is a well-known guy in Belo Horizonte, that the city that I came from. And then after that, I became a student of Professor Cássio Francis. He's a well-known guy as well from Gracie Barra. Competes a lot. It's number one ranked IBJJF. So it's very uh, competitor, high level. Nowadays, I think he's going a bit less, but all them are under Professor nowadays Master Draculino. So and then basically we always were fighting under Gracie Barra, going sometimes to the headquarters, but the most of the time the guys coming to the camp there. Professor Caloquinha, that just happened something with him and he get cancer, and then 25th of December we lost him, but it's a guy that will be forever in our mind. But and then Professor Sergio Benini as well. All these guys, most of them already coming to to our school just to keep aligning things. Was really nice the way we were doing. The competitors in this time as well was a lot. We participated. My first competition in Gracie Barra was the we call a Brasileiro de Equipes. It's a national only for each team. They select the best ones, or the way, I don't know how they call it. They select the ones in each belt, and then we go to compete. It's similar what Professor the Depper Denegas, no, who is the one? Yes, he's the one doing it now with clubs. I don't know if you saw it. It's a Gracie Barra
Okay.
against only Jeff team. It was my first one, and I
Oh,
remember
I've not
that
seen
was
that. Yeah, yeah.
2000. Yes, 14 or 15 was my first competition under Gracie Barra. Was a lot of pressure. I never forget, as I have until now, the red T-shirt. In this time, that is each year, the red T-shirt was the year was on the shoulder, and then I remember exactly.
Yeah.
I have it 2024, 50, 17 was when I come into here. I remember exactly that was amazing, and then from that of course, you never thought that one day you have a Gracie Barra school because there's only student. Again, nowadays we develop a lot of things in Gracie Barra that you can guide the students to be white to black, a student to part of the member to honor. So these things guide nowadays students to be, but in my time it was not like that. We just see by the example inside the schools that how we can run a business, and that's it pretty much. So nowadays I'm the Professor Victor Stima, and pretty happy to be close to these guys.
And so for you, when you were opening Silicon Oasis, it was always going to be a Gracie Barra school.
Yes, this was the goal.
And were there any other Gracie Barra schools kind of in the Middle East at that time?
That time, no, we were the first one. We were the first one. Then right after
So what?
Kuwait, and
Hmm.
then yes, that's it.
So what was it like kind of being the first school for that region, and what were some of the like unique challenges you had?
I mean, the challenge was deliver the uniforms. We didn't know how it would be.
Mm.
uh, Nowadays, as I develop the region, I have a list of everything anyone want to open Gracie Barra in the Middle East nowadays. We offer as a Gracie Barra organization, we offer everything to them in all terms. Nowadays, we have the GBware in the Middle East as well. So it means we offer straight away the locally. We can easily in less than a day deliver to all region. This is one thing that I
Wow.
faced that was challenge. Yes. So also we
Because you would have had
have
to got the uniforms from Europe to start with.
Europe and US. I try both just to see how it's
Hmm.
gonna work here.
Wow. That would that would mean getting expensive quickly, I bet.
Yeah, for sure. It was not easy. Sometimes the uniform coming for us around, I don't know, $300. And I said, man, how you gonna make it? How's gonna make these things happen for if you one day I have 300 students? I was thinking about how when you grow, how are you gonna deliver the best experience of Gracie Barra because it has to be full. But and then by the time you could see things could be better, the school's growing. All schools that time, I think it was two or three only. Professor Omid in Iran, Professor Khaled and Professor Nasser in Kuwait was the ones also helping me in this beginning, like understand how we could grow together. But the one that motivated me, my first school after, of course, even before nowadays Professor Jamal, was Professor Paulo Brazil that one day he came and said, why are you not open here? Every Brazilian's coming here to work for the company. Why you not open your own? He had in Belgium, Anderlecht.
Yeah.
Nowadays he is here with us. He opened one in Dubai, opened another one in Abu Dhabi. So he motivated me, and then after 2 years, 5 years, I motivated him to invest here as well.
No, that's amazing, man. So tell me about the school now. How has it grown? What are your kind of numbers at? Where's everything? What's it looking like?
Yes, so every year we got a bit surprised because the type of students are coming there is the ones that we are asking, I mean, in terms of keeping the same values that we have, because
Hmm.
Braulio said one thing, I really like it. So we need to filter it, but it's not us filter people to come. We offer to everyone. By the way, you guys run the school, the guy feel belong to this place or not. It's not us to select, hey, you come, hey, you go. And then it was really nice when he told me like this 4 years ago. And then we opened our mind, okay, let's do that because we really want to maintain the same thing. Our goal is to reach our 500 students soon as possible, but you know
Mm-hmm.
how challenging is it. We need a lot of, again, you see how it's linked what I was saying about the beginning, the consistent. By that,
Yeah.
through it, we're gonna get where our goals can be, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what's the competition like for you in terms of schools? Because obviously, there's, like, as you mentioned earlier, there's jiu-jitsu already in the actual education school, and in, I know, like, for the police and the military and all kind of things. So, are there actually a lot of competing jiu-jitsu schools as well, or is that quite a unique situation?
Yeah, in Dubai, I can tell you that it's 80% of the schools are private ones. Even if big names, UFC Gym, Tino Guerra, and other Entropy, that it's under Atos. So huge schools, let's say, but it's a good one because
Mm-hmm.
as more we develop, they develop, I think, the community again, but also this type of competition is a nice one. In Abu Dhabi is a little bit tricky because they offer for free in many of these clubs. So there is a football
Right.
club, more than 5, 6 football clubs in Abu Dhabi. All these clubs they offer jiu-jitsu for free. And then it's a bit tricky for us, but again, what we offer as a Gracie Barra, it's unique. The same time when you want to participate one of these teams, I know it's a unique what they deliver there. But I guarantee what we deliver in Gracie Barra. That's why I think it's we can say it's a competitive, like, but I don't consider it. I'll be honest, because it's completely far away from what we develop. Because we really offer jiu-jitsu for everyone. Most of them they already have like a competition training class. Most of them they focus more on the result. You know what I'm saying? And we focus more in
Mm-hmm.
development of people. Much this side we do both. By the way, this weekend we have a lot of students going to compete the AGP Abu Dhabi, but exactly what I'm saying. But at the same time, we have a majority of our students they are there supporting because they are pilots from Etihad, from Emirates, moms. You know what I'm saying? It's different
Yeah.
services that we deliver.
Yeah, so you got that kind of different level of service and the unique kind of development programs that you offer.
That's it.
Amazing. So we talked a little bit about Silicon Oasis and you guys struggling with the consistency and stuff now. But what about, like, broader? Because you have a role not just for your schools but for the broader Middle East. So tell us a bit about that role and how did you end up in that role and what are the kind of things you are looking to do?
Yeah, man, I have inside my heart that God gave me the chance of be the one that love to talk. You said in the beginning, the one that always happy. There few moments in my day that I really not feel blessed, by God. I can tell you this because was the change for me in my life was when I start to see it as a blessed things. And then through it, I start to getting close to everyone in the region as non-intention. Just, hey, what you do there in Iran? Hey, professor, what do you do there in Kuwait? Hey, what you do there in Libre? What you do there in Oman? Let's talk. Let's do that. Man, I'm doing these things. Why you not do that? And then, but also what make difference for me was starting going to the where I met you in the events of Gracie Barra. It's changed my life because from there I talked to you, and then I talked to someone that it's living 10 hours far from our place. Someone is 14 hours far from our place, completely different. Uh, Everything. I'm in a Muslim country, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to you in terms of GBF is completely different than my GBF, but at the same time I can relate to what you were teaching me in the moment I was talking to you. And then through these things getting close connected, Gracie Barra realized that I could be a nice one to represent in the region, at least to support who needs faster. Because the ones are doing running in UK, running in Europe and in Africa, it's very difficult to be in multiple places at the same time. And then they start to see it as a potential of helping. And then from that, giving me some things to do. Let's help these guys doing this, but not even mention that you are developing the region. No, we are as a Gracie Barra. And then when we realize we get in a moment that it's time to choose to grow everything, the three pillars of Gracie Barra: GB Jiu Jitsu, GB Wear, and GB events. So and then when we got on all this, as I brought the CompNet, first CompNet, as we are bringing the GBF camping, it's part of the events. I'm just give you some ideas. First event we did was the conference here. So Professor Sebastian, Professor Victor, they traveled all the way to here. Everyone in the region came in, then it was our first event. Already we were building the Gracie Barra event here. And then the second one is the GBWare. It's a bit more challenged because we need more schools to develop a nice thing here for them. And then came in the GB Jiu-Jitsu. And then we developed GB Jiu-Jitsu as well. Not only opening schools, but make the schools already were open, make them success. But they grow or improve. It's not the number of students only. It's to grow strong, understand the vision that we are going and where we want to be. I aligned this with all my friends. I can call them as a friends. When we realized we were running the whole Gracie Barra in the Middle East, the three pillars was already happening. And now the future, of course, I have my goals, not only with Gracie Barra, my own goals. In each place, you have at least one school. And then after that, for sure, we have and multiple schools in the same place. We are doing this as an experiment. My lab is UAE because that's already we have 7 Emirates, so I can still trying to play around the 7 Emirates to grow, see how this thing's going, and then to start to expand because I think it's over 34 countries that still we can work and develop. This is my goal. I have, of course, numbers that I really think it would be good to deliver Gracie Barra to the community because I know opening school means a lot, means how many lives we change open our schools, and then I can see it happen in Turkey. I can see it happen in another place in Lebanon, for example. I can see it happen in Jordan. I can see it happen. You know what I'm saying? See the community being
Yeah.
changed. This is my goal. And through jiu-jitsu, that I think I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, even on going back a little bit, but that smaller scale of the events you brought to Middle East, I remember when the business conference was on, and I couldn't go, but seeing Professor Sebastian and Victor over there, and it looked so professionally run, and it looked to be just as good, if not better, than any of like the European conference. I wouldn't know if you said that was your 50th business conference you've done, or the first, or I wouldn't have believed it was the first one you've done because it looked like it ran so professionally, which was awesome. And also I've not heard too much about it recently, but I was excited to speak with you because I think you were going to look to put on a GB kind of winter camp, right?
Yeah, our goal is to bring the GB winter camp, as already we have the summer camp in Europe that connects to everyone. I also want to do something because we know how this region, people have their eyes on this region as well as a nice and fancy place. It's a beautiful place, it's a safety place. Yesterday, someone asked me, Douglas, what is the limit time you planning to be here? And I said, I look at him like a weird, and I said, I will retire here, man. I'm gonna die here. What you're talking about? Then he said, how come? And I said, yeah, this is my goal. And then I think that the winter camp you're gonna bring this, I want everyone coming to here. That is not maybe everyone talking, Habibi, come to Dubai. It's a little, I really want that you guys coming to this place at least to visit who could not visit. uh, the most safe place in the world. I guarantee to you. I was not traveling a lot, but through the GB events and that I always looking for to be there. I visited more than 30 countries already, and then I can tell you the most beautiful place in the world is United Arab of Emirates. For sure, is the one. And then bring the winter camp. I think you give you guys an experience that no one had until now, because you can level up it by the experience. See the team can work together. You know, already long time in GB Europe is running events. I see always successful ones, and then they are always on my back helping me to anything I need. And I know I will count with them on that they will help us on this. And yeah, so when stay tuned, guys. When we open it, I want to see everyone from everywhere coming and visit Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai.
Yeah, I remember, Europe has great events for sure, and I remember me, you, and Professor Pedro from Gracie Barra Bondi were speaking in Lisbon at the World Summit, and and I know at GB Oceania they are so well structured in terms of events, and they have the end of year big celebrations. Of course, they've got very dense in terms of teams in Sydney there. I think there's definitely over 10 schools in Sydney alone. But that's really cool about you as well, with your ambitions to really grow out the school base in the Middle East. What for you is the biggest constraint to doing that? Is it finding the right instructors? Is it money? Is it finding buildings? What is generally the thing that holds things up?
It's the team. Make a team. It's not easy at all. Again, we as a Gracie Bio have a lot of tools and things we can use to make it happen, but still we struggle a little bit in terms of that.
So it's finding the right people.
Not the right people. Professor Victor was saying, I like it. It's not the right people. It's the right place for them, because they can be the right people in a wrong place. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
So how do you?
you have to see yourself. You have to see yourself here, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. So how do you solve for that problem? How do you find the right place and the right people for that place?
Again, it's a bit easy to find, but it's not. How can I describe? How can I say it? It's easy to find, but the commitment these guys are gonna have on it, it's a little bit tricky, because things happen that, for example, you are the right one in the right place, but when the summer, one example, when the summer come here, you're gonna say, I cannot be in a 52 degrees place. You guys look at this as a crazy thing, but it's not, because it's the country is developing, so you not feel this hot, this heat. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I can say how cold is UK, and you guys already adapted, because you go to a place it's heated. Inside the temperature, it's over 18, 20. Exactly what I'm saying. For us, is opposite. So the right people doing things like, okay, you are the right one, but they need to have this timing of adaptation. And we are a human, we adapt everywhere we go. But giving this time is the challenge. Find the right people, it's easy. Find the place. Find the one who want to invest. People already understood this is a very good business in terms of the business. everyone understand that it's a purpose inside of this type of business, and then it make this happen in a nice way. But when the guys start coming, for example, to live in this moment, bring everyone now. It's a winter, everyone you love to be here. But what is the point? You sometimes have to take a public transportation or whatever to go to your school. Is 1 hour far from your place, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, but you're gonna feel like you are melted because it's too hot and all this. So people need to understand that we need a time to adapt, because sometimes we get out from the comfort zone in our hometown. We think that, okay, I live in Brazil, I cannot live in another place, it's not similar Brazil. So you don't give
Mm.
your time, you not allow yourself to adapt to it. This is, I think, is the challenge.
So are you guys, to combat that, are you, I guess there's two options. You try and either persuade people like Brazilians like yourself to come over and make that adaptation, or I guess you can home grow black belts from existing schools, but that again, like you say earlier, is a long term, it takes time strategy.
It's true. So what we are doing since day one, we realize how much we need to bring people with us. I heard this from someone in Jiu-Jitsu as well. They said that one boat comes up because the wave will come, everyone will come up. What that means? So our students that already we can identify they are leaders, or they identify they can be a possibility of assistant, bring them up with us. I'm nowadays I can guarantee that better to do than bring someone from outside and, okay, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? Way easy
Mm-hmm.
from the roots, from the zero, from the blank paper, the white to black, real white, or I mean, a student to become an assistant coach, to become a coach, to become professor, and then in the future master. I still believe that is the best way to make it happen. And we are only 5 years. I think no, 6 years now. I think he still have a time. We have our first black belt, Professor Omar, white to black. Professor Amanda now, she came here, she was blue belt from Brazil, but she has now become a black belt. Soon we have another ones. You know what I'm saying? We are building this
Yeah.
slowly but strong.
So if you're getting your first black belts, homegrown black belts now, are you expecting quite an explosion in the number of schools in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
Yes, this is what I think. Remember again the consistency. We didn't give up on them. When was a time they need us, we will be there. And the time we need them, they will be there because we understood that it's a time we need this.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like your job as looking after an entire region hurt your ability to grow your individual school because you've got to look after so many people? You can't just focus on just one school.
It's not a easy thing to do, but what we did was, again, bring people up with us, and then they have the same passion, the same love, the same understanding when you are absent. So
Mm.
I don't need to be nowadays, even in the school we just opened in Abu Dhabi. Coach Sid is from white belt, almost brown belt now, with us. And then it's not tricky for me to run the whole region, because where I'm supposed to be, already I have someone there that we're gonna elevate things as well. We're gonna level up things as well. Even in a school that I'm not a partner as well. The guys that came in
Yeah.
and opened the new schools, I had a meeting with them. One of the guy, I will not say his name here, he knows it. I spent with him more than 12, almost 12 hours meeting, just explain how things can be in case he's gonna open a school. Like we have this first meeting. I don't like to have online meeting this time. I like to face to face sit, explain to them, show exactly what's supposed to be done, because otherwise they're gonna frustrate. I thought it's only open, students will come. No, we have to do a lot. But after, you're gonna thank me to do it and guide you in this way. That's why I think it's not too hard, because we build a strong team and in the same page.
What do you think some of the bigger misconceptions are for people just before they open their first school? What do you think what do they get wrong in the thought process?
They get wrong of the numbers. I already said a little bit about that. They got wrong that make my school have first 100 students uh, could could help us to be 10 years project open, and it's not, because it's one. I just need one that understand the whole thing, the macro picture, the macro that I have to show them in the beginning. And if you want get this, it's enough. We don't need more, because the second one will come by what the first one is doing, but you're by the effort you are doing as well. So this is the most misunderstand, let's say, for the new owners, is the number they think is everything, and I guarantee that is not, because the number will come when the community see the service you offer. That is a value, that is a true value, because I can come and just pay the membership and receive all the class that I want. One word I love to say and I use a lot, even with them: over deliver.
Go on.
When you pay me membership, when you pay me a membership, you want only 7 class per week I offer. But if I deliver to you something more than the 7 class, you already, I already blown your mind. You already think like, wow, man, I never expect that. Paying it, I receive a coach, a life coach, someone that can listen to my problems, someone that can sit and just give me some advice, someone that can sit and tell you, hey, man, stop smoking. It's not help for your health. That everyone knows, but when it's coming from someone that you dedicate your time, you give them the chance of teaching you, I think it's different. People
Yeah.
nowadays, they drink way less, they smoke way less. The kids change. You love your kids as well as me. You know what I'm talking about, man. When a kid comes super shy or a little bit overweight, not motivated with life, a lot of bully on the school, that they just come, we change them in 3 months. You see the way they talk looking up, not more shy, not, man, this is what else we need. And this is what the guys, when they're open, they can't see, because they still need to think about numbers as a part of the business. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying, why not have
Yeah.
500 strong students? Strong is the ones that I have students since the day one we open until today. They are with us. And for sure, you guys, all schools, they're successful schools, they have this as well. I think when you start interview owners, school owners, you're gonna see it a lot. I have students from this to this, white to black, white to green. What it means, it's more than 5 years already with you. And I think this is
Yeah.
the misunderstand from them.
Mm. Have you felt like the lessons you've learned through jiu-jitsu translated well to being a business owner as well?
Yes, because most of the time we are in trouble when you are training, unless we are in a comfort zone. This is the business. So when things are calm in your business, it means you are in a comfort zone. and you are not take a risk. When you are about to take a risk of doing some crazy techniques or new techniques you want to develop it, you expose yourself. But by the time, what will happen? You're gonna be a good one. You're gonna be a master on it. And then when you realize, you get better, and then you try a new one that also you will feel, you have the same feeling. Talk about business is the same thing. Same thing. No risk, you are in the same place. I used to say that we are not a
Yeah.
tree. Tree is rooted on the sand and is there that cannot move. We are not. We can
Hmm.
move. We can go here. Look at me. I was in Belo Horizonte, a place far from everything. No, everyone from Rio, they make fun of us that we don't have the nice bit and swim on the sea, but we are in the middle of this. But what I'm saying, look where I am now. Because one day my brother said this, man, you don't, the world is too big to grow in the same place that you're gonna die. Try to figure out things new, expose yourself. See, the business is similar to jiu-jitsu. It's so easy to relate this. If you don't take the risk, you
Yeah.
not improve the technique. If you don't take the risk, you not you can succeed in the way you are. But I'm saying you cannot improve or develop more things, if you don't take the risk.
Yeah, I really like that. It's kind of similar to something I tell new students in that just like when a new student they'll get to like side control and they just hold on for dear life and they won't move and I'm like, you need to do something. And just like in water, right, in a pond, if there's no moving water, the water stagnates and there's no life, no new things happen. And just like if you don't take risks, you don't move and you don't take a chance, your jiu-jitsu will stagnate or your business will stagnate because in business, I mean, we have all kinds of factors that are against us, rising cost per leads, inflation, all these kind of things are actively chipping away at your taxes, not so much in Dubai, but here, chipping away at your business. So you always need to be having some kind of exploit what you've got for sure. But you need to have some kind of innovation, something to do something new as well to test ground. So I really like that analogy as well for you, Professor. That's really interesting. We can leave it around there. I've had a great conversation with you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I just want to say thank you very much for sharing some of your story, and I'm really, really excited to see how over the next few years what the Gracie Barra and the Jiu-Jitsu scene looks like in the Middle East, because it sounds like you guys are right on the verge of a big explosion in number of schools, and I'm really excited that you've got the GB wear implemented there and the events, and I can't wait to come over for one of them.
Please, please, it'll be a pleasure for us. One more time, you're talking about be outside the comfort zone is what you're doing. Since day one I met you, you're talking about this. Already we have one podcast that you recorded. I love it. I never saw it in that time. I was, wow, look at this jiu-jitsu guy, how jiu-jitsu can be outside the mat. You know what I'm saying? So look what you are doing. And again, thank you. The community will love it. We're not talking only about Gracie Barra. We talk about the jiu-jitsu community that's not a huge one. And through the work hard, the things you are doing, for sure we can make it better and people know a little bit more, not only about us, but about everything. As I'm saying, thank you for helping the community. Thank you for your time as well. I love it. Anytime. Habibi,
Amazing.
come to
Thank you,
Dubai.
Professor.